Welcome to the UpCycle Canada podcast. I'm Jennifer, and together with my husband Dave, we started with an idea, worked on it as a side hustle, and grew it into our first eco-friendly store. At UpCycle Canada, we repurpose, refinish, and reuse discarded items, giving them new life. Sit in on the conversation as we continue to grow from a small side hustle into something much more. Special guests will drop by and share their journey with you as well. This is the most eco-friendly small business podcast in your favorites. This is UpCycle Canada, where yesterday's items are reborn. Let's do this. All right, so welcome. This is Jennifer.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
This is it.
We are here. We
Finally,
have arrived.
We are in podcast heaven.
This is so cool.
With all the other podcasters.
Yes.
We're going to be like on iHeartRadio.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spotify. Apple.
That's exciting.
Google Podcast.
People can listen to us talk.
Like, we're going to be like almost famous.
Almost famous. Maybe in our hometown.
Well.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now we have a podcast, and I'm excited. So tell people, why are we even doing this, Jen?
Okay.
Why are we sitting here talking to each other in an empty room and watching ourselves being recorded on this computer? Why are we doing this? What is the purpose of all this?
So the purpose is so weird. I don't want to keep this one now because you're killing me.
Keeping it.
No. Okay.
You said that.
Anyway, so the reason why we are doing this is because we have some things that we have learned over the last 7 years.
5 things.
5 things.
That's all we've learned.
Maybe.
There'd be 5 episodes.
Well, maybe 7, because then we could learn one new thing.
7 episodes are coming your way. That's it.
Okay. So
after that, we don't know what
we're not sure. No, actually, being who you are as the Mr. Entrepreneur, you wake up like you're not even feet out of the bed, and you've already got a whole new idea of beginning to end and figured out, and you like can't wait to get up and tell me.
Anyways.
Yes.
So why are we doing this?
So the reason why we are doing this is because we have learned some things over the last 7 years as to why starting a business was the right thing to do.
Yep.
So and the fact that we now have an opportunity to do the podcast gives us a broader spectrum of reaching out to people who are learning and just starting. And we don't know it all, but we have definitely learned a lot over the last 7 years, and it's nice just to be able to have this opportunity to share what we've learned. And so chime in with us on a weekly basis and, check it out.
Yeah, we'd like it to be interactive. We'd like it to not just be 2 people talking to you as you do your day. But the one thing, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and I listen to people who say that they're new in their business and they've been in business for a year and they've got 40,000 followers. Okay, that's not my level. No, we're not at that level.
No.
So I just kind of felt like there's a big gap in what people consider a new business to be. We have some tactics and things that we would like to share with you that we've been putting into practice that help us keep afloat and keep going and keep motivated.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing, because you can really have some tough times when you're starting it with an idea and you don't know what to do with it. So we would really like to help people who are at that very beginning stage.
And it doesn't matter what they're working on. It doesn't have to be what we're doing. We ourselves work with wood, but there's so much more things that are makers that are out there for
musicians,
all kinds of ideas, just
artists,
music, everything.
All kinds of different people out there. We want to kind of make this broad enough that it can be adaptable to anybody listening.
Exactly.
And not exclude anybody.
No.
That's because there's times where I'll listen to podcasts and I'm like, oh, this one's not for me. And I'll skip to the next one. Because they're really not, there's nothing that I can get from that.
No.
So we're really trying to be intentional with what we write and what we prepare and what we discuss so that we can kind of reach as many people as possible.
So we're not just looking for people who do what we're doing. We want to share beyond that. And it's not just even just a small business. It's how do you manage your family life even to some degree? Where did you learn how did you start? There's so many things that I've thrown at Dave like a picture and said, hey, can you make this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, with trial and error and looking online, and you Google stuff and
You figure it out.
you figure it out. And so then from there you write down your steps, and next time it gets a little easier. So it's just, you got to start somewhere and get your feet wet and try. So
Yeah, and that's kind of how we're going to approach the podcast. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect for the first few episodes. I can tell you that right off the bat. We've never done this before.
No.
This is literally our first time ever doing a podcast right now in front of you.
Yes.
So we're going to learn a lot, and we hope that you have patience with us, and you'll grow with us, and you'll come back, and you'll listen to us get better, because we promise we'll put in the effort,
yes,
and we'll try hard. So
absolutely.
we do I like the idea. I've heard it in another podcast where they have quotes
Yes.
as they kind of go into their podcast. So I like the one that we kind of picked for today, because it really kind of sets the stage for the whole reason why we're actually doing this.
Exactly. So this quote today is from an author unknown. It is, "The best way to get something done is to just start." So I think basically reading that, the best way to get something done is to start. You have to take that first step, or to just, start the machine, or get your hands wet, or take the first step. You have to just take that initial, okay, I'm going to do this. And you're breaking out of a comfort zone sometimes, and it's not easy, but it'll only get easier every step you take.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's applicable in many, many situations. You just have to start. When you become a parent, you become a parent. They hand you your child, and you put them in a car seat, and you drive away,
and they trust you with
and
that
nobody
baby.
nobody follows you home from the hospital,
hoping that you're going to feed them, and
you're on your own. You just have to start.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you just learn by doing.
Yeah.
And like we said before, we want to be able to help you and kind of give you some knowledge and some practical tools that you can use every day.
Exactly.
So we're going to keep this one short, real simple. But coming up, we're going to be talking a little bit more about our background. We're going to have an episode just about Jen and kind of what she's kind of worked through. We're going to have an episode about my backstory as well, and give you some context so that you can understand kind of our point of view and how we approach life. So again, we want it to be encouraging. We want you to be able to share this with your friends and feel confident that they'll get something out of this as well.
Exactly. So we look forward to just being part of this with you and growing with you and learning from you. So we've learned some things. We want to learn from you. And so reach out, and we'd be happy to share your ideas even this way. So we're looking forward to this.
Yeah. And if you're interested in getting on the show, we'd love to have you guys drop by. We can probably arrange that somehow if we figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
And get you on the show, and you can share your story with everyone as well.
Exactly.
So we just want to grow this over time. And if you guys have a chance, check out our website, UpCycleCanada.ca. You'll see all of our information, a little bit about our store, a little bit about our history, and
the other thing that the website actually shares with you is not only just what we're about, but who else is in the store. It shares the vendors that we have from across Canada, and you can read their stories. It talks about the blogs and classes and all that kind of stuff. So there's a whole bunch of information that is about us, and I think that will, just go there first, and you'll be able to see maybe where we started and where we're at now and where we're headed.
So if you want a good example, I guess, of how real we are and kind of how we approach life, just a quick example, the music you hear at the beginning and the end of our podcast, we could have gone to a site and purchased it from some person we never met, but we really wanted to support our local Canadian musicians.
Exactly.
And so we have a friend in Hamilton, not too far from where we live. Jacob Moon is his name, jacobmoon.com. An amazing guitar player, one-man band, producer, writes his own music. He's done tons of amazing stuff. Go check him out at jacobmoon.com. So we just contacted Jacob, and he wrote us our own song. That's ours.
It's ours.
And we own it, and it's all thanks to him. So we'd rather put some money in someone local's hands, somebody that we know, somebody that we can interact with, than just sending it out into the unknown to somebody we'll never ever meet. So we want to support local people. We're about community. We're about growing community and doing whatever we can wherever we live and also online to build that community and to make a place where people feel that they can go and be encouraged and find the tools they need to do what they need to do.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's all about our community. So the fact that we were able to, we know Jacob Moon. We've seen him in concert and stuff.
Amazing.
And he's so talented, and just our kids even love him. So it's just a great way to be able to work together, build the community, share with each other, and support each other. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up because we're about 10 minutes in, 10 and a half minutes. So again, thanks guys. We're going to probably record a bunch of episodes in a row and post them all at once. So if you like to binge podcasts like I do, you can start going through them. And we'd love to hear your feedback. So you can send us an email. You can contact us through our website. You can send us messages on social media, whatever works for you. Mm-hmm. Just let us know that you heard us on the podcast. And here we go. We're off. Take care of yourself and we'll talk soon.
See ya. This has been the UpCycle Canada podcast. Thanks for listening today. We appreciate your feedback and would love to connect with you. Email your questions, comments, or suggestions to upcyclecanadapodcast@gmail.com. To find out more about our business and access links to all our social media sites, podcast notes, and more, please visit upcyclecanada.ca. This is a listener-supported podcast. If you're interested in supporting us, please head over to patreon.com/UpCycleCanada and select a monthly tier that works for you. A 5-star review on the podcast app of your choice is always appreciated. Thank you to Jacob Moon for our instrumental backing track for this podcast. Please visit jacobmoon.com for more on this talented Canadian artist. Join us again for more great topics, ideas, and practical steps to help you in your daily life. Thank you for listening. Let's keep this conversation going.
Need a retro sign for the cottage or a funky wine holder for the boat? UpCycle Canada has the coolest eco-friendly home decor and gifts in the Niagara region.
You gotta see this stuff to believe it.
UpCycle Canada is home to great products from amazing Canadian vendors and features one-of-a-kind gift ideas made from recycled goods. Check them out at upcyclecanada.ca or visit them at 500 Grantham Avenue in the Linwell Plaza, St. Catharines.
It's so cool.